Good morning, 6th grade math. Today is Monday. Hope you had a good restful weekend. You had a lot of nice sunny days and hope you had a good time. I know Ashley and Emily, they were fishing. Emily was probably riding horse also. Delcy, you probably got in a little reading. Cheyenne got in a little reading and a little puzzling. So I'm sure that you guys all had a good time, but today is Monday and it's time to start math and your schoolwork again. We are on lesson 9, page 37. Today you have a really short lesson, and what they're doing, they're talking about terms for periods of a year. Some people talk about annually, some people talk about semi-annual, bi-monthly, different words that you're going to be learning about today. And when you buy plants, they talk about plants in your lesson. When you buy plants, you sometimes buy what they call perennials. Those are plants that come back every year. If you buy annuals, just like a pansy or petunia or something like that, if your mom plants those kinds of flowers, those are called annual plants. That means you have to plant them every year. They don't come back. If you have an event that is a semi-annual event, that means it happens every half a year. So about every 6 months, some people have semi-annual doctor appointments and you go every 6 months. A biannual event is something that happens every 2 years. And those are terms that you'll see on your page. You have a green box to the right that explains everything. And it says the prefix bi can cause confusion when used with time words, since it can mean either to or twice. Bi-weekly can mean either twice a week or every 2 weeks. Bi-monthly can mean either twice a month or every 2 months. We have 2 different words, however, to use for years. Biannual means twice a year, and so means the same as semi-annual. For every 2 years, we use the word biennial. And what you need to do on numbers 1 to 4, you just need to do your matching. And so that's basically what they're talking about in your lesson today, your new part. Just a few things on some of your problems on your lesson. You will be on numbers 16 to 20. You have a chart there. You have 2 different lines. One of them is a dark green line. One is a white line. The dark green line stands for protein. The white line stands for fat. And you need to fill in the blanks and with the correct answers. Looking at, just for an example, number 16, which food shown has the most protein? Protein is the dark green line, so which line is the highest in protein? Number 17 says which food contains equal amounts of fat and protein? In other words, the dark green line and the white line, which are equal? They want to know that answer. So you just be filling in the blanks with that. Down on number 21, if Brian's father had an income of $32,500 last year and tithed carefully, how much of his income did he give? Okay, they don't tell you what the tithe here, what amount it was, what percent it was. If you remember a while back, we learned about what a tithe was. Some of you might remember, some of you may not. Remember, a tithe in the Bible always stood for, what percent did you say? 10? That is right. So he tithed 10%, okay? So use 10%, and then how much of his income did he give? So what you're looking for is 10% of $32,500. Then you're going to turn the page to page 40, number 22. This is a problem that goes with the problem before on the other page. says 20% of the amount Brian's father tithed went to help pay the medical expenses of a family in the church who suffered injuries from a car accident. How much did he give towards this family's expenses? Okay, so he had $32,500. He gave 10% of that for tithe. And so then you take his 10% that you figure out, and from that he gives 20% of his tithe, whatever this is, however much he tithed, he gives 20% of that to help these expenses. So when you figure out 21, you use that answer to figure out number 22. All right? And then number 23 might have a little bit of a problem with that. I don't think it explains it really good. But it says Brian collects his change and sorts it into jars on his bedroom shelf. He has one jar for dimes and another for quarters. So I'm just going to draw you a box like in your paste there, in your book. And I'm going to put Q for quarters, D for dimes, T for total. All right, and what they have you drawn there, let me finish reading it. It says he has 3 times as many dimes as quarters. So if he's got 1 quarter, that means he has 3 dimes. And the total of that is, you have to think, okay, how much money is a quarter? How much money is a dime? So this is, 1 quarter is 25 cents. And 3 dimes is going to be 30 cents. So his total is going to be 55 cents. Okay, that's in your book. That's how they got that. Now, if he has 2 quarters, well, they want to know, altogether he has $3.30 in dimes and quarters. How many dimes does he have? Complete the list to help you solve the problem. All right, so that's what I'm going to show you just a little bit on how to figure out what they're actually trying to say. So they showed you the 1 quarter, 3 dimes, because he's got 3 times as many dimes as quarters. Okay, so if he has 2 quarters, 3 times that many is 6. All right, so 2 quarters is 50 cents. 6 quarters is 60 cents. Altogether, he's got $1.10. Hope you are all following along, because I'm not going to give you all of the answers. I want you to figure out some of them. All right, 3 quarters, 3 times, if he's got 3 more than his quarters, that means he's got 9 dimes. 3 quarters is 75 cents. 9 dimes is 90 cents. That means his total is $1.65. All right, see what we're doing? Okay, now he's got 4 quarters. And 3 times 4 is going to be 12. Then he's got 5 quarters. 3 times 5 is going to be 15. All right, I want you to keep going then until you come up with your total is 330 over here. Just go down as far as you need to until you're coming up with a 330 over here. They want to know how many dimes did he have to have in order to come up with a total of 330. Okay, just keep your chart going just like I'm doing there, and you will find your answer. On page 41, number 34, a perennial vine grows at a rate of 2 inches per week. At this rate, how many inches would it grow in a year? All right, so you have to know how many weeks are in a year. Hopefully you know that answer. But if it grows 2 inches every week and you've got 30 weeks in a year, which we know that's not true, it's a lot more than that, but you need to know if it's 2 inches every week and you've got so many weeks in a year, how many inches would it grow? All right, and then the bottom answer, B, it says convert this measure to feet and inches by dividing by 12. Okay, so your answer for A, you're going to divide by 12, and that'll tell you how many feet and how many inches you have. lesson for today. Tomorrow you have a quiz, so it's going to be a little bit of an easier day. Hope you have a lovely day.